I know it's one of the hardest things to predict what goes on in Syria, what will happen in Syria. But given the latest developments, please tell me, where do you think this war is headed towards?
I think this time Turkey will undertake the operation to enter the northeast region, and I think the resettlement process is most likely will proceed sometime in the near future. I think what we have to be careful about is what we have to observe is how the Turkish and pro-Turkish some army that it's called now the Syrian National Army, which Turkey has helped to construct, to develop, to establish, how they are going to deal with the armed groups in Syria, whether they are going to whether it's going to be an all-out war, starting with aerial bombardment and then with tanks and artillery bombarding, or is it going to be simply with infantry going into the northeast region? Again, what will happen will also depend as to what the armed groups, YPG, YPD, how will they face the Turkish incursion? Whether they will be fighting them or they will be withdrawing. Most likely, I would predict that they will be withdrawing the same way they withdrew from Afrin last year. So I think I am optimistic that we will not see a major human catastrophe taking place. The other thing that we have to be aware about, the northern Mesopotamian region is sparsely populated. It's a breadbasket of Syria, the breadbasket of actually more than Syria. So most of it is agricultural land, and agricultural land that depends on rain. So there are very few populated areas. The biggest center of population is Qamishli, that is in the far northeast, and then you have smaller towns across the border. So because of that, I think the area is more or less open, and it is flat. So it is very hard for the insurgency to remain there for a long time. So I am predicting that they will be withdrawing to the south, and eventually they will be surrendering to the Syrian government forces, and they would be disarmed.